Everybody. We're doing one of our MedAesthetics Live. Haven't done one of these events in a while. So I'm Dr. John O'Mahony, the medical director here at MedAesthetics. This is Lisa Henry. And Lisa is our CoolSculpting queen, we call her here. So she's in charge of the body contouring department here at MedAesthetics. So tonight we're talking about body contouring. In the ad that went out, we said goodbye to stubborn fat in 2023. We just want to kind of start off by saying this is all about positive body image. And, we're not into... should all be comfortable with our bodies, and it's whatever. When people come to us and say that they have these areas of stubborn fat or areas they're not quite happy with, this is when we sit down and we have a consult with Lisa, and we see if there's some technology we can use here at MedAesthetics that can help you in that regard. So, we are talking cool sculpting, we are talking fat. So let's just start off and just get it all out there. Okay, so when we hear about fat, there's two different types of fat. There's visceral fat, and that's that fat that's inside. So you see, the classic beer belly, big boiler, and you can't pinch anything on it. But that's because that's not subcutaneous fat. That's the visceral fat that's inside, surrounding organs. And some people are just programmed to have more visceral fat than they do the subcutaneous fat. Other people have more the subcutaneous fat, and this is the fat you can squish. This is fat outside of the muscle. Okay, and this is often the fat that when we're working out and we're trying to eat less, exercise more, that's the fat that we can easily burn. Okay, so when we talk about going back to the visceral fat, it makes up about like 1/10 of our body fat composition, and most of it is going to be the subcutaneous fat. And this is what we talk about when we often talk about a BMI. From a medical perspective, we talk about a BMI, and when we classify obesity, we talk about BMIs above 25. Now, these numbers, we're all surprised because 60% of the Canadian population would be considered obese when you're purely going by a BMI. So, it's not a perfect measurement. And, as you know, if you are tall, you're muscular, you may have your BMI may sound like you have obesity when you don't actually do. But more importantly, when we talk about it, is that you may have a BMI that's in the normal range or a BMI that you're happy with. So, but you still may have areas where you have what we call stubborn fat. And these are these areas of fat collection that you have. And there's a reason why we have stubborn fat. So this is not your typical fat that you can burn off quite easily with calories. When you burn more calories, when you exercise more, this is fat probably from the way we've evolved, that there's been areas of what we call the stubborn fat that has a different blood supply to it. It's affected more by hormones, and it's probably there for periods of time where we entered periods of starvation. We need to have reserves, and it's a good reason our body does that. Now, that doesn't help us when we say, why do I have some fat under my arms or fat under my lower abdomen or my thighs, my buttocks, those areas where you don't like to have that fat. And this stubborn fat's influenced by hormones, as we're saying. And, if you're diabetic, if you have metabolic syndrome, pregnancy, breastfeeding, family history, genes, unfortunately, are a big part of it. So, people sometimes just can't collect fat in different areas, and it doesn't matter what you do, it's there. And this is when clients will come to us and they say, listen, I'm doing everything I can. I'm really happy with everything in my body, but there's one thing I don't like. And this we say, well, come in, have a chat. We'll sit down, we'll speak with Lisa, and we'll do a consult, and we'll see if we can come up with a program for you to help you get rid of that. So, we talk about fat, one last final thing to say is that the number of fat cells we have is almost predefined in your adolescence. So, when we lose weight and gain weight, we're not gaining more fat cells. You're actually just increasing the size of the fat cells you have. When you lose weight, they're shrinking. So what we have here at MedAesthetics and what CoolSculpting does is it actually reduces the amount of fat cells with each cycle. So when you have a cycle of CoolSculpting in an area, you can reduce the fat cells by up to 27%. So that you can't do that with dieting, you can't do that with exercise. You can shrink your fat cells, but you can't destroy them. So this is what is really interesting, what we do here at MedAesthetics, and what Lisa's going to talk to us now about CoolSculpting. We're also going to talk about EMSCULPT, which is part of our body contouring department, but we'll kick it off now and talk about CoolSculpting. So Lisa, we'll just kind of ask some questions for everybody, but in general, what is CoolSculpting?
So CoolSculpting is a non-invasive treatment for treating stubborn pockets of fat.
Okay, so those areas we were talking about before, where you're doing everything you can do and you just can't get rid of those areas.
You diet, you exercise, but you just cannot get rid of them.
Yeah, so some people say my abdomen is exactly the way I want to see it, my arms are exactly the way I want to see it, and I'm not really happy with the side of my thighs or something like that. Is that what you see?
Like with exercise, it's really hard. You can't really spot treat certain areas. So that's what CoolSculpting with MB4.
Okay. So how does it work?
So it uses different applicators depending on what area we're treating. And those applicators actually have a vacuum in them. So depending on the area, say it's your abdomen, that applicator will go onto your abdomen. It'll pull that tissue into the applicator, and then it'll go down to minus 11 degrees Celsius. So it gets really, really cold. That is then killing those fat cells. So that cold is freezing them. And then your body eliminates those dead fat cells over the next 3 months through your own lymphatic system.
Okay, so that's a great kind of system our body has. We have the same system as you're getting tattoo removal. When we use the laser to get rid of your tattoo, the ink gets to your lymphatic system gets rid of that through that system. So it's a pretty amazing system. Works great for CoolSculpting, works for other lasers as well. Okay, so each treatment, we want to reduce the number of fat cells and destroy and kill them. And how many can we do in a cycle? Like, you can destroy up to like 25, 27%?
Yeah, so with each treatment, usually it's about 20 to 27% of those fat cells that are pulled into that applicator that we're able to kill. Most of the time, people need multiple treatments with CoolSculpting, anywhere from 2 to 3 treatments, but it really depends on the person. Sometimes they're good with 1 treatment, and it is a permanent loss of fat as well.
Okay, so talk about the areas, because people come in, and let's start from head to toe, the common areas that people say that they want to eliminate that stubborn fat from.
So you're able to do the chin. So I like to treat kind of all along the jawline.
Okay.
You're able to treat the little pocket right here on your underarm. We're able to treat all along the back, the abdomen, the flanks, or the love handles, inner, outer thighs, the banana roll behind your butt, and sometimes around your knees as well.
Okay. So when people are looking for ways to lose fat, the stubborn fat, there's CoolSculpting. There's also, you can get liposuction done. That's another option out there. I mean, what we like about CoolSculpting, is non-invasive, right? So you're not having an operation, you're not being put to sleep, you're not subjecting yourself to the risk of bleeding, infection, other risks you have. If you're having anesthetic, there's risk of anesthetic, and then there's also cost. I mean, CoolSculpting is not a cheap procedure, but there are more expensive procedures like actually having surgery. So
it's really risky with the liposuction, and CoolSculpting is a lot more comfortable too. You don't have all that downtime after. With CoolSculpting, you're just pretty much sitting in a chair all day here, and you're watching Netflix and relaxing.
Okay. And what's nice about what also we have here at MedAesthetics is we have 2 CoolSculpting machines. We call it dual sculpting. So it actually reduces the time in half. So that's pretty novel. Nobody else has that in the area.
You could treat 2 areas at once as well.
2 areas at once as well, right? And that there are some there's some cost efficiencies as well for that when you're treating multiple areas, and because we have both machines. So that's a great advantage we have as well. Okay, so advantages we're talking about, we have some before and afters. Is that where we're at next there, Parker? Okay.
So the first one here is the little pocket near the underarm. We were able to get those results, amazing result. We just used 1 applicator on each side. The next one is the chin. So I used 2 applicators with that, kind of right in the center of the chin, overlapped. And that was 3 months later. And then the next one is the abdomen. We treated a whole bunch of different areas with that. I think we used 4 cycles for that one. And that was 3 months later as well.
Okay. So we're always here about aesthetics. It's always, we need results. We need before and after. That's what's our work. That's how we define our work. And we've had some great before and afters and great results. We have so many customers that come back for multiple areas, tell their friends about what we do here. So it is not just CoolSculpting that we do. So we have actually, last year we wanted to enhance our CoolSculpting division, and we purchased an EMSCULPT machine, which is pretty neat technology. If you want to just tell us a bit about it.
So it uses high fem technology. So it's using magnets. So these magnets are actually contracting muscles for you. So it's kind of bypassing your brain. Normally you can use maybe about 50% of your brain to activate those muscles, but with this, it's doing those muscle contractions at 100%. So you're stimulating those muscles like everywhere at a full 100%. You're doing 20,000 muscle contractions in about 30 minutes as well.
Yeah, so we all think if you've ever done sit-ups and you kind of cheat a bit, your back hurts, whatever you're doing, you're using all different body parts to get yourself up. This actually takes it over, so it bypasses what we're trying to do. It's involuntary muscle contractions. So you're literally sitting there. You're laying there. We basically hook you up to the machine, and you'll sit there for 30 minutes and you slowly ramp it up. We can just control control the intensity, but you're getting 20,000 contractions in 30 minutes. So it's pretty amazing. So, and we can do other different areas. We do in the abdomen, obviously. Where else do we do?
We can do the arms, so biceps, triceps. We can do the glutes and the caps as well.
Yeah. So we're building muscle, we're burning fat, and you're doing the abdomen. You're also burning your visceral fat as well, which is pretty neat as well. So what we like to do is what we're talking about here tonight is our body contour department. And we put together a program for you where we first talk about using CoolSculpting first, and then we introduce you to EMSCULPT after. So this is really the fine toning and the fine tuning after you've done the CoolSculpt. So
you can combine them too. So you can debulk with CoolSculpting, and about 4 to 6 weeks later, once any of that numbness is gone from CoolSculpting, we can actually use EMSCULPT then. So we're able to debulk and tone at the same time. With EMSCULPT, it also gets rid of fat as well. So then we're able to kind of double up on that fat loss.
Yeah. So what we found with EMSCULPT, we have a lot of patients, a couple of common things here. See diastasis recti. So if you've ever had a baby before, it's not just people who've had babies, but you can see the rectus muscles will separate. It's great to use EMSCULPT for that. We have a lot of people who are starting off with their workout programs and for strengthening their core. They'll come and get EMSCULPT first. They'll do it in conjunction with workout plans. Yep. It definitely helps with back pain, improves posture, it's great after injuries. So it's one of these programs where, so if you're going to do a cycle, you do 8 cycles for an area, and then we put you to a maintenance program. And one of the great things we are doing now, and part of what we're doing part of this program, is we are doing some great deals and combining CoolSculpting and EMSCULPT together. And the great deal we're putting together now is you buy 1 cycle of CoolSculpt and you get the second one 50% off. So that is really as good as it can get for these type of deals. But we'll also, if you decide to do EMSCULPT on top of it, come in, we're going to customize a program and give you some really, really amazing deals on it. So what is the next step? What do people need to know what to do?
Or EMSCULPT?
Yep. Well, for both. They need to call us?
Yeah. So call us, book in a consult. You'll come in, you'll talk to me. We'll go over a whole treatment plan, find out what your goals are, and make a plan for you. Yeah.
So when you kind of look at, basically why come to MedAesthetics? I mean, what we have, first of all, is we have dual sculpt. So we have both machines. We have the EMSCULPT on top. We have Lisa and her team. So, they've been invited to speak at CoolSculpting University. They've done more cycles than I'm sure anybody has in Southwestern Ontario. That's what she does. And she does other things as well here, but she's very well known for it. And she's been asked to speak at various training sessions and conferences, etc. So if you're starting the new year, you want to, you've invested in, an exercise program and you want to do a bit more just to those areas, this is a great way to start as well. So we do have we need to do our draw and our winners and else. So Parker, I'll let you take away that in a second here.
Are there any questions? Yeah, we from anyone?
Yeah, okay. So we have some questions. Maybe I'll just, a couple questions that we've had in the past is, how long does it take to see results? So when you have CoolSculpting, when can somebody expect to see results?
So it usually takes 3 months to see results, but you can start to see results after about a month.
Yeah. And something with EMSCULPT is that, we found is that, when you've had it done, I've done it myself. And, it's not like you're going to see a chiseled 6-pack right away because, it's there somewhere. I've been told, but but you definitely feel stronger. Like if you don't see, if you still have some areas that you need to work on, the muscle's still there and the muscle still works. So, when I go to the gym, I can feel it. When you're doing sit-ups, you can feel it. Helps with back pain, core strength. So, if you're looking for that, the chiseled kind of, the V on the back of your arm, I mean, it can still be there, but there may be some fat over it. But so it's not, don't look for immediate results. I'm going to have an 8-pack or a 6-pack right away. But they'll be visible. You still have to go to the gym. You still have to do what you normally do. But it does give you strength. It does help with injuries. It does help kind of kickstart. If you're doing weights or if you're fine tuning and toning, it's amazing.
A lot of people say with EMSCULPT too, even after just a couple treatments, they really feel it in the gym. They feel a lot stronger.
Yeah. So this offer we're talking about today. So we want everybody to, if you're interested, this is the time to do it. It's buy 1 cycle, get another one 50% off. We've also introduced our basically meta points. Okay. So what is a MedAesthetic point? It's a loyalty program we just launched in January. So for every $1 you spend, you get a point. You keep your points. You collect your points. If you're a member, you can use those points towards any service. If you're not a member yet, you could use it basically towards merchandise. We have lots of MedAesthetics merchandise out there that you can use your points to actually purchase them. So it's this is the time to do it. And we, as I said, we have great savings on EMSCULPT. We just want you to come in, have a consult with Lisa. We'll put together a great program for you. So did you have some questions? Well, that's the one at the very end.
Coming through, if we don't answer them all, like give us a call,
Sure.
put it in a web form, and we'll get back to you. But if you, is this good for postpartum bodies?
It's great. Great for postpartum bodies, right? So both are great for postpartum bodies. EMSCULPT is great for postpartum, especially diastasis recti.
Usually if it's done within the first 2 years as well, then it works best for the diastasis.
Yeah. And so we do lots for postpartum. I'm going to throw out my C-section scar treatment we do because we have a lot of patients that come in and say, what can I do with my C-section scar? So, we have great lasers that can take any thickness out of them, any color out of it, and then we can get back to getting your if you have diastasis recti, you want your core muscle strength, your abs back again. And if you have that stubborn fat, even after you've had your baby, you're done breastfeeding, and you just have those areas you're still kind of frustrated with.
A lot of people too with C-sections once everything's healed, they actually get a little pocket above their scar. So it's really good for treating that too.
Okay. Which is CoolSculpting.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
At what point in one's weight loss journey would you recommend a treatment? So you want to be within about 10-20 pounds of your ideal weight.
Yeah. So it's not, so again, it's not to be used as a weight loss treatment. It's in conjunction. And again, we want you to feel happy with yourself. We don't want to say again, we find patients come in or clients come in, they've been at a weight loss program for 6 months, they hit a kind of plateau and they're just not getting those areas that they try their best to do. They're at the gym, they're doing everything they can do. This is what it's really for.
I'll pick one more. And then, like I said, if you don't answer anything, fill out web forms, give us a call. Is this good for loose skin?
So we do have a cream that we use. It's called Elast and Transform. So I like to use that with CoolSculpting because it really helps to boost your treatment. What it does is it kind of goes in and it helps break down those dead fat cells that we've killed with CoolSculpting. Carries them out of your body quicker than you're going to do on your own. But then it also helps with the dead collagen and elastin as well. So while CoolSculpting or EMSCULPT doesn't really tighten the skin, this cream can really help with the texture of your skin, and it'll help prevent the skin from really getting looser.
And we also have lasers for
Lasers too.
Okay, so we have a great treatment. So I'm not saying we have something for everything here, but we really do. So yes, we have creams, we have lasers for that. So, and we see that people have lost weight and they have that kind of some skin that they either from the back of their arms and their neck, their abdomen, and yes, we can treat all of those things. Okay.
There was one other question here. How long after the treatment can you continue your workouts?
You can go right away. Yeah, right away. So we have a lot of people that do both. We have trainers that come and do the same thing. And then we have people that come in every month. They just come in every month for 30 minutes and you're just really fine tuning. And we basically a maintenance program that we have for you. So come in, we'll share it with you. And you can't get better value than that. So once you've done your initial 8 treatments, you graduate to the maintenance program and you just pop in whenever you just tell us a couple of days in advance, say, can I come in tomorrow at 3 o'clock? No problem. Hook you up for half an hour and let you go. And it's you can really build it in towards your workout programs. If you have a trainer, tell them what you're doing. It works great. So Parker, you want to tell us about our winner and drum roll, please?
Yeah. So the winner is Dana DeKaiser.
Okay. So Dana, congratulations. You've won a free cycle of CoolSculpT. So everybody else out there, if you're interested in learning more, now's the time to do it. Come in. We'll put together a program for you. We always give you great deals. And we'll put together even a maintenance program for you for EMSCULPT. So if you have questions, you can email us your questions, or how are they going to send the questions in?
Give us the call or fill out our web form on our website.
Okay, there's a web form on our website, and the phone number is 519-337.
Free.
Consults are free.
And then come talk to me.
Get talk to Lisa. 519-337-6200. So I want to thank everybody for spending their time on a Wednesday with us, and we hope we can be part of your journey. Okay, thanks very much. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Parker. Brooke.
Thank you again. Bye.